Back then, they didn't want me. Now they bored. They all on me.
All up on me. Like, back. For real.
Scoot it over.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, guys. Become part of the Soul Fam.
Welcome to Soul Fed with Tea, where we're
feeding souls with a word
and bringing the tea.
It's your girl, Gab.
And your girl, Cece. And today's topic is...
where your real friends at?
So what's going on, girl?
Well, still, coronavirus. We still at the crib. Been inside. But I do want to take a moment to say shout out to all our frontline workers. Shout out to the cashiers, the nurses, the doctors, technicians, EMT people, educators, all y'all. Y'all been holding it down, and we appreciate you. And we're so thankful for you for all that you do. Thank you. And
thank you.
Keep doing what you do. Yes, round of applause for y'all.
Thank you so much, guys. And speaking of shout outs, we got to give a shout out to Big Gretch, okay?
My girl, Big Gretch.
Hey! For those who don't know, Big Gretch is the governor of Michigan, also known as Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Shout out to you for keeping us safe during this time. You're doing exactly what you need to do for the state of Michigan. So we applaud you and we appreciate you and thank you again for everything.
For sure. And also, we all been locked in the house with these snacks, with this food. Chef Gab has been coming through, and I was starting to put on some of this weight that I had lost pre-quarantine. And I was like, oh no, honey, I'm trying to come out. I'm trying to be fine this summer. So me and Chelsea are each other's accountability partners. We've been working out and eating healthy. So we're trying to get back on track, and we've been doing a whole lot better. So shout out to us for getting our lives together. Today's word is going to be coming from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. Now, I have been reading a lot of Bible scriptures about friendship and just trying to get a biblical view on it. And I came across this and I was like, wow, that spoke to me. And the verse says, one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. So, girl, how do you define friendship?
That is a great question, girl, but we'll definitely see when we get to that tea.
So this is what's tea. There was a tweet and delete. As some of you know, people tweet stuff. People, they come at them and they decide to delete it because it causes too much. So we came across this post. Somebody put a thought out there and somebody else came along, crossed it out, and came back with their own thought. So
triggered.
As you can see on the screen. So the first original tweet was, during this pandemic, you really see who your real friends are, who's checking up on you, making sure you're okay. Remember that when all this is over.
However, somebody came with a rebuttal, basically, to say, I feel like we need to constantly remind ourselves that the entire world does not revolve around us. Testing people's loyalties during a pandemic is narcissist, okay? How y'all feeling?
How y'all feel about that? Oh, that makes you kind of think. And so our purpose of this video is not to necessarily attack either one of these people or their thoughts. We just want to put our own thoughts to this issue. Chelsea, girl Chelsea, has come up with these 3 commandments to help us get through.
We're all about God. We're all about Jesus Christ. So we want to provide you with 3 commandments that will help ensure your success when it comes to friendship during this quarantine. The commandments are as follows. Thou shalt find comfort in thyself.
So first off, spending time by yourself allows you to get to know yourself better. It gives you the space to self-reflect and grow and figure out the areas in your life that you want to grow in, and just helps you become comfortable with being in your own body, in your own skin, being you. And it's also better to depend on God because he will always come through for you. People may fail you, but God never fails.
Know yourself. Love yourself. Don't look for happiness in external factors. True happiness comes from within. Thou shalt not have expectations during the pandemic.
So let's be honest. If your friend hasn't reached out to you during this time, maybe, and if you're wondering where they're at, maybe just reach out to them, see what's going on in their life. And if you're going through something and expecting people to reach out to you, just remember that if you don't communicate what's going on in your life or your situation. They may not even know. And we're all going through our own lives. So if you don't really communicate your issues to your friends, if you don't feel comfortable talking to them, then you can't expect them to know what's going on. And if you do express what's going on to your friend and they're not showing you any support in any type of way, they're not there for you, then you know exactly what you need to do. You need to cut it. Hey, cut it.
If you haven't talked to friends in years before this pandemic, you should really not expect for them to contact you during this pandemic and really after, because whatever they were providing you before, nothing has changed with that. But the main thing I want to point out is that you need to keep in contact with people who you feel like are going to be with you through thick and thin. Isn't that what a friend is supposed to really be like? Thou shalt not retract to old habits.
So one, I'm not tripping over people at this point in my life, to be honest. God has revealed people to me and opened my eyes to see the things that I need to see and grow in the ways that I need to grow so I can know who I need in my circle. Just don't spend your time focusing on the people that aren't focused on you. Don't spend your time chasing after people, because the people that want to be in your life, they're going to show up and show out, and they're going to actively try to be a part of your life. So for those people ignoring you or making you feel like you don't matter to them, then keep it pushing, because there are people that love you, that are going to love you and treat you well, and those are the people you need to keep in your life.
If these people weren't good for you before the quarantine, once again, believe it or not, they are no good for you during this quarantine. Period, Pooh.
Period.
Period. And don't go back to them exes either. Like, I'm speaking for myself as well, okay? When I say this, I mean, do not fall for the trap. Like, you're bored, he's bored, or she's bored, and you're like, oh, let me hit them up, see what they up to. No. Back then, they didn't want me. Now they bored, they all on me.
All up on me. Like, back. For real.
Scoot it over, okay? I got the time.
And the last point we just wanted to say was, if your absence didn't bother somebody, then your presence obviously didn't matter to them. That's a word. That's a word right there in itself.
Soul fam, we want to provide you with a challenge that will help to build your character during this quarantine. Today's challenge is,
we want you to reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Now, we're not talking about nobody that's toxic for you.
we ain't having it.
Talking about maybe like an old friend or somebody that you just, maybe over time you stop talking to them and you think about them sometimes and you're just wondering how they're doing. We just want you to reach out.
That's all we want. And if they don't respond, that's on them. They're lost because you took the initiative to contact them. You did your part. Now it's up to them to follow through.
And just want all of you to know, one, you are valuable. Whether anybody else sees it, you are loved. You are important. You matter. Okay? You are here for a reason, for a purpose. God put you here for a purpose. So don't ever forget that, regardless if anybody else sees it. If you believe that for yourself, then it's true. It's a new season. It's spring. Things are sprouting. It's a new season in your life.
New friendships are growing.
So guys, we just thank you so much for tuning into our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Comment below how you define friendship. We would like to know. And I just hope you guys have meaningful and valuable relationships in your life.
Thank you, Soul Fam, and we'll see you next Wednesday. I'm living my best life.
Hey.
And I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm living my best life.
Hey, I hope y'all live y'all best life.